Hi, everybody. It's your friend Scott here. Welcome to the Phyllis Files. One poor soul's search for meaning and relevance in a world that's gone crazy. And today I want to talk about, again, Phyllis, the voice in my head, that voice of negativity and fear and deprivation. Some people call it ego mind, some people call it shadow self, but I kind of woke up on with this idea that sometimes it's really important to say, and I'm in a Zen Buddhist monastery, so we don't use profanity, but fuck off, Phyllis. But so I say it Phuck, so it's less of a swear. Fuck off, Phyllis, Phyllis. So, but I have this relentless voice in my head that is deprivation. There's not enough, and I'm not enough. And it wakes up worrying. Phyllis is a 75-year-old lady, as I've described. Her hair is always in curlers. She smokes unfiltered cool cigarettes and lives in a caravan in Phoenix, Arizona. And Phyllis is unimpressed with everything and everyone. She's always afraid and worried. She's gnashing her teeth and wringing her hands all the time. And it's been so important to me as a spiritual seeker to understand that shadow self, to embrace the duality of Scott, which is light and dark. There's a bit of bad in the best of us and a bit of good in the worst of us, right? So Phyllis woke me up this morning worried about a million things, and I'm at a Zen Buddhist retreat center. I'm just this amazing space that I'm staying in, and I can still have cash and prizes or all these wonderful things. And there's this voice that says, don't get comfortable, you're going to lose it, it's going to be all taken away from you. So I want to share that with you for yourself. Who is your Phyllis? Name your Phyllis. Name the voice of your shadow self and start to become aware of that voice, that relentless negative voice. My friends who are addicts and recovering alcoholics all talk about this as well. That relentless voice that's never enough. You get a new black car and then your neighbor gets one better and you're, right? So I'm not enough and there's not enough. That's a huge message from Phyllis all the time, my shadow self. And I need to continue to try to be better or win the game of life so that I can prove to myself and you that I'm enough. And it's just horse hockey, right? As my Nana used to say. The truth is that you're a divine soul. You're a fractal of divinity having a temporary human experience. And we're here to experience the good and the bad as we judge it. Every experience is still valuable for our soul and our soul's development. But we've got this relentless nagging voice that wants to take us off course. And so for me, meditation's super important, getting grounded in nature. I'll share a separate video about a great prayer that helps me to get grounded in nature. So fuck off, Phyllis, right? So if you find yourself in a place where you're feeling churned up, pause and breathe. 3 words, pause and breathe. Entire spiritual practice of mine is built on pause and breathe, right? So I'm feeling churned up. Okay, step 1, pause and breathe. What's going on here? And then to practice discernment. Is the voice in my head, is the information that I'm getting, is it based in love and abundance and compassion? Or is it based in darkness and fear and not enough and separation? And then once I start to practice that, Phyllis has never said to me, oh my God, you look great. Oh, you're so thin and you're so beautiful, everyone loves you. Phyllis doesn't say that. Phyllis says, you're going to die alone and afraid in the dark. So just, you might as well kill yourself now, right? That's my voice. To greater or less degree, right? So once I understand, oh, it's Phyllis again, I can say, Phyllis, thank you so much for oversharing. Go back into your caravan. And then she goes back, storming into her caravan once she's been seen, and the screen door thwacks shut, and she's just like Wile E. Coyote in the Roadrunner cartoons. Wile E. Coyote fails every time to get the Roadrunner, and then marches back into his cave to think of something else, right? So my dis-ease, and I like that word, D-I-S-E-A-S-E, is the notion that my brain, I can think myself happy. I can think myself well and think myself spiritual, and it's absolutely not the case for me. My dis-ease as a human being centers in my mind, and so the only wisdom is going to come from my heart center and my gut. So what am I feeling and what's my intuition saying? So get the hell out of your head. It's not a neighborhood that's zoned residential, as one of my real estate friends says. Now, this is a dangerous place. Don't try to be thinking stuff. So when you identify those negative thoughts, thank you for sharing, Phyllis, or whatever your version is, and then start to say, well, what would love do? That's how we address Phyllis and that voice of our shadow self. I'm enough, there's enough, it matters that I'm here. What would love do in this situation? And often love would the response in a loving situation is to do nothing, to sit quietly and get grounded. So yeah, Fuck Off Phyllis, probably going to be my book, the title of my book, when I eventually get around to writing all this stuff down. But get really curious about all the negative things that your head is saying, and understand that it's not really you. You're an eternal soul, right? So don't listen to it. Acknowledge it. Don't deny that it's there in a duality. Acknowledge your shadow self. Thank you for oversharing, Phyllis, and then move on in a spirit of love and compassion. I love you all and sending you great wishes for a happy day. Namaste.